Now, what you decided to do is you're going to file a federal lawsuit against California Highway Patrol for the incident involving the car chase. And then you're going to file a bar complaint against Copic for not giving you the representation that you asked for, and he took your money. And then you want your criminal case in Yolo County expunged. Does that basically?
With Steve Shaw's written witness and Adam Brown's witness and the tangible evidence, they proved to you to be true that I'm a victim of a miscarriage of justice and a victim of police neglect, allowing me to be the victim of felons who ganged up on me and my property, that I and my former neighbors witnessed June through July 1st, including the day of the gang up caused by police neglect, allowing me to be criminally ganged up on by felons, and I had no prior felonies or driving incidents. And me and my neighbors witnessed that June through July 1st, including July 1st, 2002, that I was ganged up on uninvited criminal men and women who came and defaced my property and made death threats and threats to set me up if I survived and got caught in the act of unlawful entry crimes, picking the locks.
Do you feel like policebeast.com has, at this point, completed a thorough investigation of your complaint?
Yes, because the police did not in the past and more recent past, and you have been out here twice. You've also met with Steve Shaw and Adam Brown at the office. I know you've also contacted them by phone, and that they have worked together, so they both have witness stuff, as well as one legal aid who gathered the police neglect problem evidence in 2003, as well as Steve Shaw was inside Yolo County courts that day in 2004. Inside that courtroom when I was offered the mistrial, he also knew I was the victim of police neglect, allowing me to be the victim of other people's crimes from my witness and my former neighbors June through July 1st, including July 1st, 2002, and Mr. Brown, who works in the same office and is an attorney and associate of Steve Shaw's and has access to my file with the paperwork and knows from Steve Shaw's witness and evidence he gathered and his legal aid that it is true I'm a victim of a miscarriage of justice, and I was a crime victim, not a suspect, and I suffered CHP physical injury, and there's medical evidence to back that up, and that this was covered up in criminal court as well as civil court, and I didn't get due process in either one, and I have suffered this since June through July 1st, including July 1st, 2002, and that day of the gang up could have been prevented by the neglectful Santa Rosa Police Department if they did their job right, but they didn't, and me and my neighbors back then witnessed that from 835 Fifth Street spelled out here in Santa Rosa, California, and then it ended in the Sacramento Valley area somewhere, followed by the CHP physical injury. I suffered those crimes by that CHP officer, and in between seizing on the pavement, there were unlawful epidurals, and you have medical evidence that proves I was physically incapable of driving, as well as there's no way it was an intentional chase or a suicide, because the unlawful entry crimes that involved picking the locks and the felons getting caught in the act doing that and poisoning me, and then I was raped and the property.
And we took the photos, we interviewed the witnesses, we helped file the complaints, and everything is, at least to this point, been completed in its entirety, okay?
Yes, and I thank you for your help for filing in court for me, because I told Joshua Kazukua 2003 through 4, and he covered it up because he wanted to take on other cases and wouldn't investigate as police abuse, and Steve Shaw and Adam Brown did, gathering the evidence as well as their legal aid who got the
very good then. I thank you.
Complaints.
Thank you for your statement.
Process criminally or civilly. So he got overpaid and lied to me and said he would present this in court for me, but did not. And I paid him more than one balance transfer check. And the first one was for an additional amount in case he needed to spend more time with the investigator too, and he neglected to do that as well. And you already met with Mr. Brown, who works with Mr. Shaw, and that agency gathered enough evidence proving I'm a victim of a miscarriage of justice and didn't commit the felony after all, which he was going to help me prove and expunge. And then he pretended that Mr. Shaw didn't remember stuff that he claimed he had remembered before, and frankly it tired me out. It really did. That he would play pretend and try and blame Mr. Shaw. And then he had breach of contract disputes with this character, Officer Joe Heath, who is a police abuse fraudulent criminal, and has committed more than one fraud here in Santa Rosa that I've been the victim of, as well as other things. You're welcome to contact.
Let me see if you got enough on that line here.
I'll keep filling it out.
I think that's pretty good.
Because that's the first check. I can't find the other one. I don't know how to prove that because he's whining to Citibank.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. You were dead on. Just go ahead and go to number 5 and write down to see the dates of employment and how much you paid the attorney. And just write down the total amount you paid. And then we'll just add the payments in to your exhibits. To see what's going to happen is the evidence, when you present the evidence, the exhibits, then it's going to speak for itself, and it's going to show tangibility on your complaint.
Okay.
And that will prompt them into.
And then they'll probably contact Mr. Shaw, right?
Yes, I would say I mean, I don't know what they will do.
Because they won't lie about what Mr. Shaw remembers or not. He's not the problem, and neither is Mr. Brown.
Shaw won't lie, and Mr. Brown, he's advocating you, so he's not going to lie either. The only person that might be lying would be Kopic, but he's going to have a hard time lying when you got checks and a document saying, you know, that. Basically, he's already incriminated himself, because here's the attorney-client fee agreement. So
that was for the expungement, right?
Yeah.
You know, he received more than that.
And then the letter saying because in this letter he acknowledges that he did work with you, but he's avoiding the point in question, and that is your criminal conviction.
Because he tried to conserve me, which hurt my case in the first place. I guess he's...
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. A breach of contract, and he's a rip-off artist. And my opinion, he's from his era, is what you call a bunko artist. And he ought to know better than that. Okay. Well,
do you need copies of the paper of the?
No, I have 2.
Okay.
Of
because
checks.
if you need copies of anything, let me know. I'll go run down to the FedEx store, and I'll make copies while you fill out your complaint.
Yeah, I think this was about... I'm sorry, I'm still waking up. Okay, there's that. I've had the biggest problem with this apartment through these unlawful entry crimes. Remember when you came last time? And that one where I was conserved that I had in my safe? And the conservatorship of that portion of the document was gone, what that was based on, which I didn't agree to, and he lied to me to get that. And I also found that when I called the bank and found out how much I owed in balance transfer checks, and I only got them to give to Kupik, then one of those would be missing for the $1,500. And then I would have to reorder them, and then he was complaining to the bank, and when I went into the bank, they would get on the line with him, and I would be assessed. And he was ripping me off and trying to conserve me, so I find it criminal and harmful to my case. And in the past, I stopped off to go to the bathroom on my way to work. And there were a bunch of cop cars out, but I had to urinate. I didn't think anything of it. So I went in and noticed it wasn't a crime scene, but they were dancing, so I nicely asked, I said, I'm sorry, I'm on my way to work and I have to go to the bathroom. I don't want to have an accident. Would you mind if I quickly used the bathroom, and then quietly left?
Right.
And the officer said, yeah, that's fine. We're practicing for the police ball. I said, oh, okay, thank you. And then I went and used the bathroom. And on my way walking to the bathroom, Joe Heath notices me. And I keep walking to the bathroom, minding my own business, use the bathroom, and walk out. And then, well, on my way out, he wouldn't let me leave. He follows me to the parking lot, and Mr. Kupik, who was the city attorney back then in the 1990s for the Santa Rosa Police Department, witnesses Joe Heath following me around and asking me all personal kind of questions when I'm late for work. And I wouldn't have stopped unless I would have wet my pants if I didn't use the bathroom. And then he follows me out and starts acting really weird and won't let me go without getting personal information. And so he was his attorney as well as the city attorney of the City of Santa Rosa Police Department.
How much money did you come up with right now on your retainer?
So he hid that breach of contract dispute because he supported Joe Heath in Corte Madera when he got in trouble for committing a crime that you can confirm with Lynn and Ed and Pat O'Neill. So he's not a good guy, this Kupik. I only have 48, and you know, that's how it goes with these checks. One gets taken. Other little things get taken from the apartment.
So you have $4,800?
Yeah, but it was, before it was 60.
Well,
68, and then before that it was 78, and frankly I'm going to write 78 and include these
okay,
checks.
you can do that.
Say refer to...
No matter what, you paid a significant amount of money to him. That's what's important.
Yeah.
So, and you say, just write down an amount that you paid in checks and then an amount you paid in cash.
Okay.
So if you paid in cash, so whatever it is, basically what you don't have in checks, the rest of it you probably paid in cash.
Well, I paid him in the balance transfer checks.
Okay.
But there's something funny going about me getting this done with the bank. I go to the bank and he gets contacted.
Okay.
Or the conservator gets contacted, which he unlawfully conserved.
All right, go ahead and
write.
let's get this form filled out, because I still need to get back to the courthouse, and it's 100 miles to drive, and I don't want to get there too late, because then they'll close, and then I'll have to wait till the next day to do that, and we need to hurry up and get this information taken care of.
And putting the full amount he got in balance transfer checks, they can check it out with Citibank.
Okay.
Maybe they'll talk about how, he got away with some stuff there. Because this is ridiculous. And having the checks tampered with and other stuff that's going on with these unlawful entry crimes, and he didn't care about that and received a retainer for that. You came out and photographed that.
All right. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go someplace where there's internet, because this stuff needs to be corrected.
Starbucks usually has internet, and so does the library.
Okay, how close to Starbucks?
There's a number of them.
There's
one in Safeway. They have some internet places and tables, and that's right.
Okay.
Right on Mendocino.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. Is McDonald's closer?
McDonald's? No, that's not. Safeway is right down the street. Like you're going towards, let's say, Lewis Adult School, which is where you turn in here. It's right across the street from that on Lanitas. That's the shopping center that Safeway's on.
All right. You finish that up. I'm going to go someplace where there's internet. I got to change the addresses on your documents.
To my address?
To your current address where you live now.
2407 Lamitas, apartment number 3.
Number 3.
And you got the zip right?
Yeah, I got that on there. I got that off your
and the complaint issue on this, the address was wrong, and a part of the complaint is that they falsified the address to my mother's.
Actually, you know what?
And I can't have her as a witness. She's a part of the problem. I was in foster care too. She abused me as a child, and they saw that. My brother was also in foster care.
The library would have a printer, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder what time the library opens.
Not yet, but you could print it out to Kamau and he could fax it back.
No, I want to get this done today. Here, let me do this. Hold on a second.
On the library thing?
Library, Santa Rosa, California.
I found 14 libraries in Santa Rosa.
County, Sonoma County Library, 725 3rd Street.
That's not far. If it's downtown, is it near
Let me look.
Mendocino? Or Santa Rosa Avenue?
Yeah, it's just right down the street.
Yeah, you could do that. That might open at... It
probably
might be open now or at 9.
I'm going to go down there and I'll come back. You're not going to go anywhere, are you?
No, I'll be here. How long will you be gone?
Depends on how long it takes to get on the internet, and I got to correct the documents and then print them off, and I don't think I would need more than an hour unless they're closed, then it'll take longer. But I would imagine if they don't open at 8, they would be open by 9 or 10 at the latest.
Okay.
And it's a weekday and not a holiday, so they should be open early enough. But definitely finish filling out that paperwork. I will come back and we'll finish up the rest.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miller. I'll be here.
2841 Cleveland Avenue is the location where Lena's former attorney C. Wallace Cuppick office is located. I'm just going to walk in and identify the actual particular office that he occupies. It's number 6. And he's not in. I'm at the Yolo County Superior Court building where I personally hand delivered Elena Atkins' petition to expunge her criminal case where she was found not guilty by reasons of insanity. Therefore, it has been delivered and it should be handled by the courts from here on out. The lawsuit that Elena Atkins has filed against the Highway Patrol has been filed at the federal court building in Sacramento, California.